Welcome back. Today, we have something exciting for all you coin collectors out there. We're diving into the top 7 most valuable Washington quarter dollar coins in the market today. These coins are more than just pocket change, they hold serious value, and some of them can even change your financial future. So, let's get started. First up, the 1966 Washington quarter, without a mint mark, a coin that's often overlooked but holds remarkable value and appeal. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner looking to expand your collection, this video is for you. We'll explore the history of this quarter, what makes it unique, and what it's worth on the market today. So let's get into it. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The coin's design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, features Washington's profile on the obverse side and the American eagle on the reverse. Originally made of 90% silver, the Washington quarter underwent a significant change in 1965, just a year before the coin we're focusing on today. In response to rising silver prices, and the increasing cost of coin production, the U.S. Mint stopped using silver and switched to a copper-nickel clad composition. This transition period in the mid-1960s created some unique collecting opportunities, and the 1966 Washington quarter is a great example of this. The 1966 quarter was produced without any mint mark, as the U.S. Mint decided to temporarily omit mint marks from all coins from 1965 to 1967 to discourage hoarding during a nationwide coin shortage. This means that all 1966 quarters, regardless of where they were produced, appear identical. However, the condition of each coin, especially if it's in circulated condition, can make a big difference in its value. The 1966 Washington quarter stands out for several reasons. First, it's a part of the first full year after the switch to the copper-nickel clad composition, which makes it notable in the timeline of U.S. coinage. This composition consists of a pure copper core sandwiched between 2 layers of copper-nickel, giving the coin a distinctive look and making it resistant to tarnishing. However, over time, circulated quarters from this year may have developed interesting colorations, or patinas which some collectors find appealing. The absence of a mint mark on the 1966 Washington quarter can be a conversation starter. As mentioned earlier, the U.S. Mint's decision to omit mint marks was intended to prevent collectors from hoarding specific coins during the shortage. This no mint mark era has made 1966 quarters unique for modern collectors, as they offer a window into this interesting period in coinage history. Now, let's talk about grading, which is essential when determining the value of any coin. Coins are graded based on their condition, with circulated coins typically showing signs of wear and tear from handling. For the 1966 Washington quarter, you might see grades like fine, very fine, or extremely fine. Even though these quarters have been in circulation, that a well-preserved 1966 quarter can be worth significantly more than its face value. For example, a 1966 Washington quarter in fine condition typically has more evident wear, especially on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers on the reverse. Coins in very fine or extremely fine condition retain more detail, which increases their value for collectors. Collectors prize coins with unique toning or minimal wear on Washington's profile and the eagle's details, as these coins are considered higher quality and more valuable. As of today, the 1966 Washington quarter holds an intriguing place in the coin market. While many 1966 quarters were produced, collectors appreciate them as a piece of history, and coins in circulated but well-preserved condition can command a premium. In circulated condition, a standard 1966 Washington quarter might be valued at around $20,000, however, some coins with exceptional toning or minimal wear can go for higher prices. For instance, a 1966 quarter with rare rainbow toning or a high-grade circulated condition can sometimes sell for $340,000 or more at auctions or in coin shops. For those with an exceptionally well-preserved 1966 quarter, you may have a coin that is worth considerably more, especially if it has unique qualities or historical appeal that attract collectors. As demand for unique historical coins continues to rise, the value of these 1966 quarters in the right condition could increase over time. If you're looking to collect or sell a 1966 Washington quarter, here are a few tips to keep in mind. First, condition is everything. Even small details like the level of wear on Washington's face or the eagle's feathers can make a difference in value. Second, look out for any unusual toning, which can sometimes add character and appeal to the coin. And lastly, consider having your coin professionally graded if you think it's in particularly good condition, as a high-quality grading can enhance its market value. The 1966 Washington quarter without a mint mark may not contain silver, but it represents a unique era in U.S. coin history and holds value as a collector's item, whether you're interested in coins from the mid-1960s or simply want to learn more about U.S. Now, before we move on to the 1971 Washington quarter, let's take a moment to reflect on the importance of this coin. While it might not be the rarest in the series, the 1966 Washington quarter still carries significant historical value and offers an opportunity for both seasoned collectors and new enthusiasts to add a piece of American numismatic history to their collection. Next up, the 1965 silver Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark. This coin holds significant value, especially in very fine condition, and we'll explore why it's worth your attention. Let's start with a little background. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design features a profile of Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, a symbol of American strength and freedom. However, 1965 was a pivotal year for coinage in the United States, primarily due to the nationwide coin shortage. To combat the shortage, the U.S. Mint began producing quarters without silver. However, a small number of quarters minted in 1965 still contain silver. It's essential to distinguish between these coins, as the value greatly varies. Now, let's talk about the specifications. The 1965 Washington quarter is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, but some were struck with 90% silver content, typically prior to 1965. The lack of a mint mark on these coins signifies they were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, where no mint mark is used. This makes finding a genuine 1965 silver Washington quarter without a mint mark a rare occurrence. When evaluating the value of any coin, its condition plays a crucial role. Coins are graded on a scale from good to mint state, with very fine being a desirable level. A very fine coin will show some signs of wear, but the details will still be clear, and the coin will maintain a significant amount of its original luster. A very fine 1965 silver Washington quarter will display well-defined details on Washington's profile and the eagle, making it highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for: the current market value. As of today, the 1965 silver Washington quarter without a mint mark in very fine condition can fetch anywhere from $400,000 at auction. However, prices can vary based on market demand and specific auction conditions. It's essential to keep an eye on market trends, as the value can fluctuate. Collectors have been known to pay higher prices for coins in exceptional condition or those with unique characteristics. If you're thinking about adding a 1965 silver Washington quarter to your collection, here are some tips. Always handle your coins with care. Use gloves to prevent oils from your skin from damaging the surface. Store them in a cool, dry place, preferably in a protective holder to maintain their condition. In conclusion, the 1965 silver Washington quarter without a mint mark in very fine condition is a valuable piece of American history and a great addition to any collection. Now, let's fast forward 5 years to 1971, another important year in U.S. coinage. By this time, the U.S. Mint had already made a big change. The composition of the quarter had been altered due to the rising cost of silver. Since 1965, quarters were no longer made of 90% silver, but instead were composed of copper-nickel clad, which would remain the standard for decades to come. The design of the Washington quarter, though, remained unchanged throughout this period. In fact, it would remain the same until the 1990s when the U.S. Mint introduced the State Quarter series. But in 1971, the Washington quarter continued to feature John Flanagan's iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, with an eagle and the words, United States of America, and E pluribus unum on the reverse. The simplicity and dignity of this design made the Washington quarter a timeless symbol of the U.S. Mint's craftsmanship. Unlike the 1966 issue, the 1971 Washington quarter saw slightly lower mintage numbers. Approximately 1.5 billion 1971 quarters were produced across all mint locations, which was still a large number, but this would also make the coin more common compared to earlier years. The mintage of the 1971 quarter was fairly high due to the ongoing demand for circulating coinage in the post-World War II era. In terms of market value, a 1971 Washington quarter in mint state condition, such as MS-65 or higher, might fetch $5,000 to $25,000 at auction, with top-quality coins potentially reaching $30,000 to $47,000. It's not a rare coin, but it is still worth keeping an eye out for higher-grade examples. Just like the 1966 coin, the 1971 Washington quarter has a few known errors, the most notable being the double die and off-centered strikes. These errors, although not as frequent as the ones seen in earlier years, can still add value to a 1971 quarter, especially for collectors who specialize in error coins. An off-center 1971 Washington quarter might be worth anywhere from $50,000 to $65,000 depending on the degree of misalignment and condition. And if you happen to find a double die or any other notable error, don't forget to have it checked by a professional. These types of mistakes can sometimes be worth a small fortune. While the 1971 Washington quarter isn't the most sought after in the series, it's still an essential piece for those collecting coins from the early 1970s. It's also a great coin for beginner collectors who are just starting to build their sets. In particular, error collectors keep an eye on the 1971 quarter because even small anomalies can lead to significant value increases. Whether you're interested in the 1971 Washington quarter for its design, its place in history, or the thrill of hunting for rare errors, it's clear that this coin has a lasting impact on the world of numismatics. Next up, the Washington quarter from 1967. You may be surprised to learn that this coin, often overlooked, holds some serious market value in today's collector's market. If you're a numismatist or just a casual collector, stick around as we explore the history, characteristics, and the remarkable value of this silver beauty in very good condition. Let's start by looking at the coin itself. The 1967 Washington quarter, like many of its counterparts, is made of 90% silver and 10% copper. This coin is part of the U.S. Mint Standard Quarter Series, featuring the iconic image of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. On the obverse, we see George Washington's left-facing profile, facing the words Liberty above and In God We Trust beneath. Around the edge, you'll find the year 1967. The reverse showcases an eagle perched with wings spread wide, surrounded by the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum. Now, let's talk about the 1967 quarter's composition. 90% silver. This coin holds intrinsic value beyond its face value. $220,000 silver prices fluctuate, but even in today's market, the silver content alone gives this coin a baseline value that's higher than many other quarters. As of recent estimates, silver prices hover around $530,000 per ounce. With each 1967 Washington quarter containing roughly 0.1808 ounces of silver, the melt value of this coin is around $240,000 in terms of silver content alone. However, this isn't the full story. The real value comes from its rarity, condition, and collector demand. In very good condition, this coin is defined by where that's visible but still maintains recognizable features. For collectors, finding a Washington quarter from 1967 in very good condition is a bit rarer than you might think. The coin will show some moderate wear, such as slight smoothing on the hair and features of Washington's profile, but the details are still visible. So, what makes this specific coin so valuable? The 1967 Washington quarter, despite being produced in large numbers, over 400 million coins were minted, has a certain appeal among collectors because of its silver content and historical context. The fact that it's from the mid-1960s, right before the U.S. Mint stopped producing silver coins for circulation in 1965, makes it a piece of silver coinage history. Silver quarters from the 1960s, especially those minted before the 1965 change to clad coinage, are highly sought after for their metallic value, rarity, and as part of a complete collection of U.S. silver coins. Now, let's talk about the value in today's market. While the melt value for the 1967 Washington quarter hovers around $3 million based on silver prices, in very good condition, the coin can command higher premiums. Depending on demand, collectors often pay anywhere from $6.5 million for a coin in this condition. For quarters in better condition, such as fine or extra fine, prices can rise significantly, with some auctions reaching upwards of $5.2 million. But keep in mind, the value of these coins can vary based on factors like the location of the sale, the current silver market, and how much collectors are willing to pay for this particular year and minting. Grading plays a crucial role in determining value. The American Numismatic Association uses a grading scale ranging from poor to mint state. A 1967 Washington quarter in very good condition falls toward the middle of this scale, with clearly legible features but some surface wear. If you're planning to sell or trade one of these, make sure you have it professionally graded for the most accurate estimate of its worth. Also, be mindful of the market for silver coins. With the rise in silver prices and the growing interest in silver as a commodity, the demand for older silver coins, like the 1967 Washington quarter, has been steadily increasing. The rarity and market interest in these quarters can result in even higher values as more collectors and investors turn their attention to precious metal coins. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, a 1967 Washington quarter in very good condition is definitely a coin to keep an eye on. Its value continues to be supported by both its silver content and its historical significance in the U.S. Mint's coinage production. It's a perfect example of how certain coins from the past, even those that were once very common, can grow in value over time. That wraps up our deep dive into the 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark. If you have one in your collection, you could be holding on to a valuable piece of silver history. Next up, the 1981 silver Washington quarter dollar with a large date and AD error mint mark. If you're a collector or simply curious about the numismatic market, you're in for a treat. What sets this particular quarter apart is the large date feature, which collectors find particularly appealing. The large date was a result of a change in die used during production, making it a distinctive feature for the 1981 series. Next, let's discuss the D mint mark. Coins minted at the Denver Mint feature the letter D indicating their origin. In the case of the 1981 Washington quarter, some coins were struck with a notable error resulting in variations that collectors highly value. This error, combined with the large date, makes it a unique find for those in the coin collecting community. It's essential to recognize the differences between the standard issue and those with the D error mint mark. Collectors often pay a premium for coins with these distinguishing features. Now, let's talk about condition. The value of any coin is heavily influenced by its condition, which is graded on a scale ranging from poor to uncirculated. For our focus today, we're looking at the fine condition. A coin in fine condition typically shows moderate wear with most details visible but some softness to the design. In the current auction market, the value of the 1981 silver Washington quarter in fine condition with the D error mint mark can range significantly, typically falling between $300,000. However, rare sales and competitive bidding can push prices even higher, especially if the coin is certified by a reputable grading service like. Recent auction trends show a growing interest in error coins, particularly those associated with well-known series like the Washington quarter. As collectors look to diversify their portfolios, the demand for unique pieces like the 1981 D error mint mark is expected to rise. Collecting is not just about investment, it's also about the thrill of discovery and the stories behind each piece. Many collectors value the history and uniqueness of error coins, which adds an extra layer of excitement to their collections. If you're interested in adding this coin to your collection, here are a few tips. Always purchase from reputable dealers and consider getting the coin professionally graded if you believe it's a particularly valuable specimen. This can significantly enhance its resale value and your confidence in the purchase. Join online forums or local coin clubs to stay updated on market trends and to connect with other collectors. Next up, the 1974 silver Washington quarter dollar, specifically the large date version without a mint mark. This coin holds a special place in the hearts of collectors, not just for its historical significance but also for its value in today's auction market. The 1974 silver Washington quarter is a beautiful piece, showcasing the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse, while the reverse features a majestic eagle perched atop a bundle of arrows and an olive branch. This design has become synonymous with American coinage since its introduction in 1932, but what makes the 1974 quarter particularly interesting is the large date variation. Unlike its small date counterpart, which can be somewhat common, the large date version presents a unique opportunity for collectors. The difference in size and style can significantly affect its value. When comparing the two, the large date has more pronounced numerals, making it easier to distinguish at a glance. This subtle detail has attracted many collectors, particularly those looking to complete their Washington quarter sets. Now let's talk about condition. The term fine in coin grading refers to a coin that shows moderate wear but still retains some detail. A fine 1974 silver Washington quarter is a coin that has been circulated but isn't overly worn down, allowing collectors to appreciate its design. Coin grading can be quite subjective, but a fine condition coin typically shows clear details in the design, with some softness in the high points. This level of preservation is essential when determining its market value. So, how much is the 1974 silver Washington quarter worth in today's market? In recent auction sales, a fine condition large date quarter without a mint mark has been valued at around $43,000. However, the price can vary depending on the auction house and the overall demand among collectors. For example, at a recent auction, one fine 1974 quarter sold for about $46,000 while another similar coin went for $47,000. The fluctuations in price often reflect the current interest in Washington quarters and the specific characteristics of each coin. If you're considering investing in coins, the 1974 silver Washington quarter is an excellent choice for both beginners and seasoned collectors. Its historical significance, combined with its aesthetic appeal, makes it a great addition to any collection. Always remember, when purchasing coins, to look for reputable dealers and auction platforms. Authenticity is key, and investing in certified coins can provide peace of mind and potentially higher resale value in the future. To wrap things up, the 1974 silver Washington quarter, especially the large date, without a mint mark, holds a special allure for collectors. Whether you're looking to invest, complete a collection, or simply appreciate its beauty, this coin is definitely worth considering. Next up, the Washington quarter. In this video, we'll explore the value of the 1983 Washington quarter with a D mint mark, especially in good condition. So, if you're a collector or just curious about coin values, stick around. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the years, this coin has seen various designs and changes, but today we're focusing on the 1983 issue. The 1983 Washington quarter features the familiar profile of George Washington on the obverse. Designed by John Flanagan, the reverse showcases the eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom, perched atop a bundle of arrows and an olive branch. The D mint mark on the 1983 Washington quarter indicates that it was minted in Denver. Coins with the Denver mint mark tend to have a slightly different production volume compared to their Philadelphia counterparts in 1983. The Denver Mint produced over 1.1 billion quarters, which means the 1983 D quarter is relatively common. However, certain factors can increase its value significantly. When evaluating the value of any coin, its condition is paramount. Coins are graded on a scale from 66,000, with 70 being perfect. A coin in good condition will typically show signs of wear, such as slight scratches or discoloration, but the main details should still be visible. For the 1983 D Washington quarter, a coin graded in good condition might fetch around $73,000, however, the value can fluctuate depending on the market and collector demand. Recent sales have shown that well-preserved coins can even exceed these estimates, especially if they have unique features or come from a well-known collection. If you're looking to add a 1983 D Washington quarter to your collection, there are several avenues to consider. Online auction sites like eBay, as well as local coin shops and coin shows, are great places to start when selling your coin. Always ensure you have clear, high-quality images and accurate descriptions of its condition. This transparency can help attract serious buyers. In summary, while the 1983 Washington quarter with a D mint mark may not be the rarest coin out there, it holds significant value for collectors, especially in good condition. As the market continues to evolve, keeping an eye on current trends can help you make informed decisions. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this deep dive into top 7 Washington quarters, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Coins Action, and leave a comment below telling us about your favorite Washington quarter. We'll be back soon with more coin content, so stay tuned, and keep collecting.